Okay? You don't pass the buck. Okay? But the Lord that take counsel. So our people, guess what? They're taking counsel. But what type of counsel are our people taking? Is it a good counsel? Is it the counsel of Yahweh Shai? No, their counsel is another counsel. Their counsel is Egyptology, Christianity. Why you? And the spirit is letting me know that you got men that claim to be in the truth, but they're still going to church. They're still going to their pastors. The spirit's letting me know that. Okay. But not of me, that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit. Some people, they're covering, but guess what? They're not covered by Yahweh Shai's spirit. So if you're not covered by Yahweh Shai's spirit, guess what? That means, what spirit are you covered by? That means you're covered by the spirit of the world. And the spirit of the world is the spirit of demons. So you basically, you got 2/3 of our people, they're covered by demons. Okay? They're covered by spirits. They're not covered by the spirit of Yahweh Shai. That's why you have to receive this word. And if you don't, it's not up to us. We're not holding your hand. See, you got to understand, when we come to camp, we're not trying to force you to understand this word. Oh no, let me hold your hand. We're not grabbing you. You either get it or you don't get it. That's it. Okay, and whoever understands, understands. That's a blessing. Whoever don't understand. That's it. We're not here to force you. Okay? Like we have to convince you. It's the Lord, Yahweh Shai, that does the convincing. All we do is just put out the words. Okay? That cover with a covering, but not of my spirit. So if you're not covered by the spirit of Yahweh Shai, you're covered by demons. And eventually them demons are going to leave you. And that's why when the word comes out, certain men, they can't hang about. They can't hang around. They need to get out of there. Why? Because that's them demons. Okay? That's them demons saying, get out of there. The fire's too hot. Okay? And being a spiritual man, you can identify with that. And no, we're not perfect. Do demons attack us? But there's a difference, because we're in the word all the time. We've received the word. So if you want demons to come off you, you've got to be willing to what? To listen to this word. Our people don't want to do that because they're comfortable with them demons. Okay? None of us are perfect, but there's a difference. Are you trying? Are you faking? There's a lot of lying spirits out here. Okay? But not of my spirit, then they may add sin to sin. So when it says not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin, you know what that means? That means their sin is just being what? Added up. That sin is just increasing. Okay? It's not going. Why? Because they don't have the spirit of Yahweh Shai. So if you ain't got that hedge, that means that tab is just increasing. That's the importance of receiving this word with meekness. And again, it's not up to us. Okay? It's not up to us. Okay? First two that walked down to go into Egypt. And in Egypt, is synonymous with this society. Babylon. Because America is known as Babylon, Egypt, Assyria. Okay? Egypt. So our people walked down to go into Egypt. Just like they did thousands of years ago. Okay? Because they were comfortable. They didn't want to come out of Egypt. They were comfortable. Our people have a habit of doing that. Wherever they're captive, they have a habit of staying in that particular region. Okay? Our people have a habit of doing that. That they may go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth. Okay? So they're comfortable, in other words. To strengthen themselves. Okay? So our people, they don't strengthen themselves in the words. Because that's where you can't see again, you can't talk about mighty man. Mighty man. But are you mighty in the words? You can't talk about spiritual power. See, all these things. You can't talk about spiritual power, but spiritual power comes through the word. Spiritual power comes through faith. So how do you expect spiritual power but you don't have faith? but you talk about spiritual power. So the ones that are going to be given spiritual power are the ones that believe in the words. So don't expect to be given spiritual power like what's his name? Like these what do you call it, the Marvel cartoons. Don't expect to have that spiritual power if you don't believe in his words. That's where the power comes. Man, talk about videos, power. Well, the power is in this word. Talk about power. You could talk about power all day long, but if the power of the scriptures, if you're not dealing with the power of the scriptures, then you don't really have power. Okay? The power you have is of demons. That's your power. Okay? And to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, which is who? Esau. Esau is the modern day Pharaoh of today. Okay? And our people strengthen themselves in what? Esau. You can give our people this word, but our people are like, nah. This is why you know people are full of it. Whoever it is, we will bring out this word to them, they will shun it, and as soon as Esau puts something on the news, they're quick to post that and do like a news article on it. Oh, look what we got here. That's how you know our people are not sincere. They're not sincere. But when we're on the highways and byways, no, I don't believe that. And when this word comes out, yeah, when this word comes out, you shun it. Okay? That's not right. Okay? Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame. So since you want to trust in this man's kingdom, guess what? That's just going to be your shame. Okay? That's going to be your shame. Since you want to put your trust in this man, that's going to be your shame. Okay? Since you think Esau, and this whole thing about Esau, oh, you know, but there must be some good white people. No, there's not. There's no such thing as a good Edomite. You know, you're not reading the scriptures. You don't understand that there's no such thing as a good Edomite. Can an Edomite do something? Can an Edomite have particular favor? Because Alexander the Free, there was particular things he was doing, particular Israelites he was treating in a particular way. You know what I'm saying? He was paying some of them more that were in the army. There was particular things he was doing, you know, but he was still the devil. Okay, so yeah, there's particular things that can happen where an Edomite might entreat you well, but he's still the devil. See, a lot of men tell on themselves. They tell on themselves. Hold on a minute. How is it you train to hate Edomites? You hate Edomites that much, but you're always hanging about where Edomites are, predominantly Edomite area, and you say on camera, well, I've got Edomite friends. See, you're making your own. See, that's why you've got to be sincere, because eventually what you say will just come right back upon you. But you have Edomite friends. I don't have no Edomite friends. You may have Edomite associates that may help you out with certain stuff, but that's not a friend. Okay? I don't know who told you that. So your men they're fooling themselves, they're deceiving themselves. You know? You're just looking for. See, you got men that come to camp, but they don't really believe in this truth. They're trying to include the other nations. You can't include the other nations. The other nations are not included. Okay? Salvation is just only for Israel. It ain't for these other nations. Salvation is exclusive. So the moment you try to include these other nations, it doesn't count. There's no salvation. Don't you understand? Okay? Don't you understand that? The other nations are not involved. But our people are looking for a loophole. What about the other nations? Worry about yourself. The other nations don't care about you. But that's what happens when you take on the philosophies of the other nation. That is what happens when you take on the customs and the philosophies of the other nations. You start thinking, well, everybody needs God in their life. You start having that mentality. Oh, everybody can worship God in their own way. No, you can't. No, you can't. And if you're thinking like that, that's Satan speaking through you. Oh, everybody can worship God in their own way. No, they said there's only one way. Let's go to John. There's only one way. Bear me just a minute. That's what man has made up. Man says, oh, you can worship in your own way. But it doesn't matter. You know, yeah, it does matter. Scriptures tell us how to worship Yahweh Shai. Okay? This is John. This is John 3:22. Ye worship you know not what. And this is him speaking to a heathen woman. This is Yahweh Shai when he's speaking to what? The woman of Samaria. Okay, he said, ye worship, no, you know not what you worship. You don't know what you worship. Yahweh Shai was letting her know. She was a Samaritan that was put in a land of Salaki. She was a Cushite that was put in the land of Samaria. Which, what does Samaria mean? Land, city on a hill. Okay. And she was put in that land during what? The time of the Assyrian kings Ashadadan, if I'm saying it right. Kings of Assyria that moved out the children of Israel, the northern tribes, and replaced them with a bunch of Cushites. Okay? So let's continue. Nor yet, when you shall neither, Silaki, and the time drive, let's go to it. Yahweh shall say, for a woman, believe me that I will come, but you shall neither in this mountain, nor at Jerusalem, worship the Father. Salvation is not for you. Yahweh Shai was letting her know. We worship, you know not what. We know what we worship. The salvation is of the Jews. Okay? That's also, salvation is for the Jews. Okay? The Israelites. Not for all nations. Okay? But the hour is. Okay? But the hour cometh now is when the true worshippers. So, excuse me, hiccups. Excuse me. So, you could be claiming to worship Yahweh Shai, but the scripture says the true